I saw that one of the dealers in my comments kind of had a whole long paragraph about, well, they like to make money and they like to discount things, but things cost too much money and free shipping isn't free shipping. And they like to do all this stuff. And I was like, you know what? Yes and no. Because some of these dealers I had to deal with when I was the Quested distributor, I remember talking to, I'm just going to say the name, Vintage King. Vintage King was opening up a showroom in California, and they showed me a picture of what they were doing. And when I was a distributor for Quested, they were like, well, would you like to put some gear in our showroom? I said, sure, that'd be great. They said, okay, well, everybody's sending gear for free to put in the showroom. So would you be willing to do that? And I just wasn't in a position to put gear in their showroom for free. And it was kind of a strong arm tactic on their part, because I don't know if it was true of the other manufacturers or not, but they may have been telling everybody that everybody's putting stuff in there for free. But you kind of wonder, did they get everything in there for free? And then they had the Nashville store. And then the other thing that they would do that was kind of, I don't know, I don't like it, but they would ask for co-op advertising, Vintage King. And I don't know if you saw like some of their ads they had in Mix Magazine, where they would have a 2-page ad and they'd have all these little squares of every manufacturer of what they were carrying. Well, they wanted you to pay for the advertising in there. So they weren't paying at all. I mean, I've done co-op advertising with Avid and other manufacturers where you pay part of it and they pay part of it. And that seems reasonable because you're getting advertising at a discount. But I've never seen anybody as a dealer say you pay all of it, and what we're giving is we're putting our name on it and making sure it's get placed in the right places. And that always rubbed me the wrong way. But that was another tactic that they did. And then the other thing that in that comments, the guy was, well, I have inventory and I got to pay for this. Well, you can finance your inventory. You can do floor planning, where you put the stuff on the floor and it's financed through a finance company. And some of them, they will let you have the stuff there at a cheaper rate until it sells, and then you pay a higher rate. So if you do it the right way, you can get around that. I never thought that was a great idea, but some stores do that. And then the free shipping, that's kind of a catch-22 kind of a deal, that the more shipping you do, the cheaper you can get rates. So I would sit with UPS and FedEx and negotiate cheaper rates for shipping. And if you're doing a lot of business, you'd be amazed at how cheap you can get shipping, because if it's on a consistent basis, they will give you a really great rate. So all these things that dealers cry about that they have to pay for, you got to watch, because I mean, if you think about it, Vintage King, if what actually was happening is what they were telling me, have all that free gear in their showroom and have all the advertising paid for by the manufacturers, they're making a good amount of money. But on the flip side, if you were a salesman for Vintage King, and I know this for a fact because I had some friends that worked there, you get your commission check and then they would start taking things out. Well, there's the shipping for things coming in. There's the marketing for things that we're marketing for. So they would take they would just nickel and dime you, take it out of your commission. And when you ended up with your end paycheck, you go, wow, for all that work, this is all I got. And I just never sat right with me. And there was all kind of like one of my clients who worked for them, he was great at finding consoles all the time. And he found them, I think it was one time, he found them 3 Neve consoles, vintage ones, and there was a certain price for all 3 of them. Well, before the 3 even got shipped back to the dealership, the one got sold for the same price as all 3 of them. So the 2 actually the dealer had no money into it. Vintage King had no money into it. So when they sold him, the guy who found them should get a commission on him. And they said, no, that goes to the house. You don't get any of that. So they give him they want you to be on commission, but then they don't want to pay you for the work that you do to bring more money into the company. It just it doesn't sit right. So I guess this video is about, well, when dealers complain about their overhead. There's a lot of things that they don't pay for if they negotiate the right way. And I know the smaller dealers, they have to pay for most of the stuff that they have. They don't have the leverage to do what these bigger dealers do. But the smaller dealers run lean and mean rather than having a ton of inventory. Where the bigger dealers, they buy a bunch of stuff and see what they can sell, which you got to kind of be a balance between the two of them to run things right. But I was in the lean and mean category, and I did just fine. So there you go. There's my story for the day.